Focus on these intangibles, the ability to have a ton of courage.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, viral entrepreneur and vlogger Tai Lopez explains why hard work alone isn't enough for a successful future. Lopez describes a vivid example about how some of the least wealthy people are physically overworked. People should change the way they view the value of labor because simply working harder is not helping.
I'm not making the money I want to make, so I'm going to work harder. Like, it would have just shocked me.
He believes that the wealth gap in America is a clear sign that working more hours will not make us successful. He explains how people in other countries work harder than most Americans do for less than minimum wage. Everybody has their own problems, and coming to terms with your personal affairs is a step in the right direction. Instead of simply working more hours, we should focus on strengthening our minds and becoming more industrious thinkers.
Acclimate your mind and your body to doing things that are harder.
Problem solvers are typically very successful.
Should you work harder? Is hard work the key? Is hustle the key? I hear a lot of different opinions. I just want to say this. I feel like I live in a world that's the exact opposite. I feel like I live in a world where millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, even billions of people are working their ass off. I remember going to India in the third world. People wake up at dawn and work till dusk picking aluminum out of trash heaps. Should they work harder to get ahead? I'll tell you a true story. Growing up, I played basketball at a school, inner city, 95% non-white people in Raleigh, North Carolina. Enloe is the name of the university. And I had a friend who lived in the projects. His name was Leon Champion. Rest in peace, Leon. He died in prison after I graduated high school. But it's a sad story. I didn't grow up rich, but we always had food. And I spent the night at his house in the projects one time. And Leon, I woke up in the middle of the night and I was hungry. I was probably 17 years old. Hungry. I go down to his refrigerator, everybody's asleep. I open it up, he had a single mom. I'll never forget, there was mustard and beer in the kitchen. One beer, one mustard. He said, man, I don't eat on the weekends. We don't have any money. I eat free lunch as late as I can on Friday, and then I go to school at 6 in the morning to eat on Monday. Every minute, I don't even know when she came in to sleep. I should have just gone to her and said to Leon's mom, oh, work harder, hustle. Hey, you ain't hustling. Working hard is very uncorrelated with wealth. Now, just a few examples that are so powerful that the fact that people still try to refute me makes me worry about them. The top 10 men in the world make more than the bottom 3.5 billion people combined. That's a fact, you can Google it. 10 men or wealthier make more, have more to their name than 3.5 billion, half of the world. Now, how hard can 10 men work in one day? Maximum 240 hours, right? How much can 3.5 billion people work if they only work 1 hour a day? 3.5 billion hours. Work is uncorrelated with success. It's sometimes a necessity, just like brushing your teeth is uncorrelated to wealth, even though some wealthy people brush their teeth. People don't understand causation and correlation. So people see that Bill Gates works many hours, but what about I read that in India there's about, don't quote me, I think 10 million people that work in the dumpsters that pick out trash, small pieces of plastic, and they make on average $14 a month. And they work from dawn to dusk. Are they working harder? Of course they are. America and the world full of people working 3 times as hard. If I could go back in time, without a doubt, I would tell myself to be lazier. Without a doubt.
In this context, I'm gonna say perfectionism. Now, perfectionism is often thought about as a negative thing, but is it really? You get on an airplane, what kind of pilot do you want flying that plane? What kind of engineer did you want building that engine? You want a conscientious one? One who paid attention to details? Or someone goes, oh, I don't sweat the small stuff. Well, you don't sweat the small stuff, you crash and die. That's the world we live in now, where people don't sweat the small stuff and their business crash and die, their life and their hopes and their dreams crash and die. Sometimes you just gotta pay attention to details. I can't tell you how many people. I had over 75 people a couple years ago. I said, I'm gonna take on like an apprentice. So they come over on the first day and I would do a little test. This is before I actually hired them. And so I'd have simple stuff like I took a hose and I had it unraveled and I forget what they were working on. They walked by it. Only one person noticed and rolled it up nicely and put it away. And that's the person I paid attention to, because this guy has attention to detail. And like the University of Pennsylvania study shows, conscientiousness, attention to detail, industriousness, organization, perfectionism, diligence, prudence is positively correlated, directly related to you making more money, doing all the stuff you want to do.
This guided online program, and if you want to stay in, because some of you's life's messed up, I'm gonna be honest. There was a time in my life where my life was totally messed up. It was about close to suicidal. I wouldn't say fully suicidal, but messed up. You know, my dad was married 6 times, my mom was married twice, went through hell at home, did not have that happy of a childhood really at all, or even teenage years. If your life's really messed up, that's why I made this ongoing coaching once a week. Some of you might need to be on it for a year, and some of you are gonna change your life today. Depends on where you are, how complicated things are in your situation. The inner circle will unravel the problems, but some of you got more problems than others. Just be honest. I'm not an optimist or a pessimist, I'm a realist. If your life's more effed up than the average, I have never seen somebody who has the correct mindset and then puts it in action without procrastinating. I've never seen this stuff not work. But as inevitably someone's lazy, procrastinate. But if you are lazy and procrastinate, this guided online program is the easiest thing you've ever done. Spend 5, 10, 15 minutes a day on your phone when you're on your way to work or school, listening to this stuff. You can just lay back, like absorb. You can listen to it for a few times. This will hold you accountable right here. This will keep you motivated, a group of people.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and consider subscribing for more motivational videos.